And the Holy Quran, it tells us that the woman is very powerful. Very powerful.
Very powerful.
And in fact, the Quran says that all that they worship besides Allah
Come on.
are but female deities.
That's right. Right.
So if a man ain't bowing down to God,
Come on.
he's gonna be bowing down to a woman.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Don't you know whatever you submit to, you will become like?
That's right.
Whatever you submit to, you will become like.
That's right, brother.
So the only way that a man remains in the natural superior position over the female, that degree above the female, is if he puts himself psychologically, emotionally, and physically in a position where she bows to him instead of him bowing to her. It's a scientific process, brothers, to the young soldiers, that turns the look of a boy to a girl at a certain age from ugh to ooh. It is. It's testosterone. So when Brother Dennis was talking about hair under your arms, anywhere hair begins to show up on the body, it means power is coming to that reach. It's the sign power is coming to that reach. Well, testosterone is nothing more than a chemical that floods the system that is a steroid.
Listen.
Did you hear me?
Yes, sir.
That speeds up and magnetizes all of your natural attractions.
Come on.
Whenever you have never experienced that, and all of a sudden at 11, 12, 13, it hits the floodgates. Now, you say, well, it's just a chemical. Well, all thoughts are chemicals too. Thought is electrochemical energy. In other words, thoughts are liquids, chemicals that move at 24 billion miles per second. So when testosterone, when that rush mixes as a chemical with the chemical of thought, it turns the nature of your thinking into something different.
That's right.
So every phase of development has its own built-in trial. The first phase of development for a child is that it has to learn how to breathe and exist without the umbilical cord. Next phase, it has to learn how to pull from the breast of the woman to get nourishment, right?
Yes, sir.
At a certain time, it has to learn how to get up and balance itself and walk. It has to learn how to feed itself. Well, as you get older into that teenage years, the next built-in struggle, not from television, not from the internet, but from Allah himself,
Come on.
is that you have to now discipline yourself to master the urge of sex that is coming up in you. Imagine what would have happened to you if you had decided that, man, this is too hard for me to discipline myself to eat myself. Man, this walking thing is hard. I don't think I'm gonna be able to keep trying this.
Come on, man.
Well, imagine how messed up and weak we would have been in the world if we never learned how to feed ourselves or never learned how to walk.
We like that.
In other words, if we didn't master that phase of built-in struggle, then we would have been a pretty weak individual walking earth.
Yes, sir.
Well, know that as we move into them next phases of adulthood, young teenager,
Real talk.
if you can master this built-in temptation to bow down to a female deity and bow only to Allah, then you will be able to become greater master of yourself than what most men have become.
Yes, sir.
We are all in here as a victim of circumstance.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
But the minister says on page 100 of Torchlight for America, he said it is righteousness that really unlocks the power of your mind.
That's right.
So as everyone has said, Godship is mind power.
That's right.
Well, you can't unlock the power of your mind without having some good morals. Don't bow down to no woman. Make a woman bow down to you. You bow to Allah. And you think with your big head, not with your little head. Did you hear me?
Yes, sir.
And if you want to give yourself a hand, pat yourself on the back for doing something good. I'm going to leave it like that.